Veterinary medicine made me vegan. I'm not kidding. I'll explain how. But just before that, could you please click the subscribe button, please? Alright, let's rewind a little bit. Before I started studying veterinary medicine, I was a serious meat lover.
You like the meats, don't you?
Honestly, I never really gave it much thought about what I was eating. Sure, I knew meat came from an animal, but I didn't really connect the dots between the animal and the product. I think that's how most people shop. They just see meat in the packaging and go, ooh, food.
Actually, meat does come from an animal. I know this.
Yeah, I get that. Like, we all know meat equals animal. It's one thing to understand it by definition, and another thing to experience working with animals and making a intellectual connection between the two products. This is something that I only learned myself via placements, going to these farms, seeing the meat and dairy industry, and making the neural connections myself. Bing. So let me break it down, each product, and why I don't consume them anymore. Milk. Calving was a real eye-opener for me. Seeing where the milk came from made me question what I was drinking. For starters, milk is not meant for us. It's meant for baby cows. It's kind of strange that we ignored the weaning stage and we just continue to drink milk, even though we're not really meant to. It's kind of weird. Another weird thing was actually the milking process itself. Attaching those suction cups and watching the milk flow wasn't exactly the most wholesome, tasty, inviting experience that you'd think it would be. It was quite grim. Especially when the cow starts peeing and pooing, because they do a lot of that, and they do a lot of it when you're milking, and then, you know, you're milking and poop, pee, into milk. Eggs. My time on a chicken farm pretty much killed my desire for eggs ever. Not that I had a big desire for eggs anyway, but any inch that was left had just been beaten out of me. Watching the eggs literally out of the chickens, I mean, you know it happens, we all know it happens, but seeing it again firsthand, it makes the connections in your brain. You're like, it comes out of a chicken. I think the main time for me was when I was there cleaning the conveyor belt that the eggs have to go on. They get a little along the conveyor belt to be cleaned and checked and whatnot. I had to clean the conveyor belt, and I can't lie, rotten eggs all over it. It was terrible. Oh, and it went all over my face, my hair, my glasses. I was covered. I was reeking. I was meat. And now the big one. Okay, confession time. The title's a little bit of a lie because I'm not 100% vegan.
Oh God, please don't cancel me.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. I'm a fraud. But I will say in my defense, my meat consumption from prior to uni to now has... I rarely eat meat. All of my housemates are vegan. I don't really go out of my way to cook it. Predominantly my meat consumption is from takeaways and other nice little things that I get tempted by. However, I can't touch lamb. After doing several years of lambing, seeing lambs, helping out ewes, I can't look at them the same way. And it's starting to be the same with the other animals. This video has kind of became a rant. I'm not sure how it's came here. I don't know why we're here. But my main point with this video was to speak to future aspiring vets and just kind of get a grasp of, are you vegan? Are you a meat consumer? What do you think is going to happen in the future? Because I always saw myself eating meat and now I'm slowly becoming vegan. It's a very interesting dilemma. So if you are vegan, or if you're a meat consumer, or if you're changing, let me know in the comments. I'm interested to know what's happening. And yeah, peace.